All right, Pops, we are back. We've got a market update on the used car side today. Craziness going on in the market, but some stability, maybe, sort of? No? What do you think?
From what I've seen, wholesale prices are starting to tick back up. And so I don't know that I would call that stability.
It's a return to normalcy because we went 22 or so weeks with increasing used car prices. Even though in all of humanity, or excuse me, all of history, used cars have depreciated, I think it's back to normalcy because used cars are appreciating again. It lasted all of 5 weeks,
15
6
weeks.
weeks.
I think it was 15 weeks. Was it 15 weeks that we had the week over week decline? Was it that
I
long?
think it was something like that. I mean, where we had declines for a little while, but now they're back. They're back on the upswing.
Yes.
Yeah, we saw all of the different car segments with some pretty I shouldn't say significant moves, but like the mid-size cars, for example, like pretty hefty week over week appreciation in the wholesale used car market.
Yeah, a little more than half a point, which is that's quite a bit. We had a number in the car segment that actually dropped a little bit. Full-size cars dropped 10 basis points. Or no, that was 5 basis points, and luxury cars dropped 5 basis points. There's not in the car segment. There's not a lot of drop, and the increase is not significant, but it's back into the positive territory where it had not been for a while.
Yes, and then similar in the truck segment, although there's a little bit more variability. So week over week for trucks and SUVs as a whole, we saw a decline in wholesale prices, but it's pretty negligible. It's that 2 basis points, I should say. And we're back in these damn full-size vans, man. We should have bought the dip debt. We should have been stocking up on Metrises and whatever the heck all the Ford Transit vans. They are appreciating again, up 1.25 points week over week on the wholesale market for full size vans. I mean, that's just nuts.
It is a little crazy, to say the least. I had no idea that vans were so popular, but maybe with all the people that could be getting evicted or thrown out of their apartments or their houses, they're going to be living in their vans.
31 of the last 32 weeks have seen increases on the wholesale market for full-size vans, an average of over 0.5 point each week.
That's staggering.
That's effed up.
Yeah, because I can tell you, I don't get anywhere near that return on my savings account.
No, I mean it's truly remarkable. Then you have back on the retail prices. So those are all of the wholesale prices. Retail prices. Can you see that on your screen, Dad? What does it show you?
I'm afraid I can. They as well ticked back up.
Yeah. So there's this relationship, obviously, as we've seen wholesale prices kind of stagnate and now continue to increase. We never really saw a consummate drop during those weeks of decreasing wholesale prices, and now they're coming back up again.
Yeah, we understand that typically retail pricing lags 6 to 8 weeks behind wholesale pricing, but the slight, and I mean ever so slight, decline in retail prices was nothing compared to what the decline in the wholesale values had been, and now both have ticked back up again. So I think with the continuing shortfall of new car inventory, these used cars are just going to continue to become more and more valuable, which is why when we're in the time of year where we would normally see the values drop a little bit and the prices drop a little bit, that we're seeing just the opposite. Used car demand, I believe, is going to continue for quite some time.
I mean, we very recently filmed and recorded the day supply of inventory, and there are many manufacturers who are struggling to get enough new car inventory out there. So that will sustain the price levels that we're seeing on the used car side. But then one question I have for you, Dad, is are the used car prices that we're seeing right now, like, for example, the chart that we'll put up on the screen shows how retail prices are up 24%. Used car retail prices are up 24% from where they were at the beginning of the year. And you can kind of see they've been like kind of flat there for the past, 10, 12 weeks. Like retail prices are like 20% higher today than they were at the beginning of the year. as we move to a model where there's more new car inventory being factory ordered, honestly, just like we've heard Jim Farley from Ford and folks from GM say like, hey, we kind of like this less is more inventory structure. Do you think that we're in an environment where like used cars are inherently going to become more valuable then? Like this is the new normal, that like the beginning of the year was sure like the old model, but like, yeah, used cars are 25% more valuable now, and they're going to kind of stay that way because we're going to have less new car inventory? Or is it a little too early to try and make any type of assessment like that?
I don't know that you can make that extrapolation. We don't have enough real historical data to be able to make that determination. When you look at seasonality as we know it, and we have 50 or 60 years worth of data to look at, to try and figure out what's going to happen, because there's been a unique shift over the last 12 months. Well, I would be hard pressed to say that what's happened over the last 12 months is going to become the new normal, say 36 months from now. I think there will be some type of movement in how manufacturers and dealers stock their lots. There might not be, for dealerships that used to carry 1,000 new cars, and today they might have 500. In the future, that number might become 750 or 800. We might see them have about 80% of what they historically had in the past. And so once we get to those new levels, what at that point will become the new norm, then I think we'll be back to used cars becoming a depreciating commodity and not an appreciating asset.
Let me ask you a question. Let me put you on the spot. We've been talking for the past few weeks about how when wholesale prices were declining, wholesale used car prices, we were suggesting that the place you're really going to see that isn't on the listing price for used cars for sale on like Auto Trader or something like that, or at the dealership, obviously. Where you're going to see the impact of that was on trade-in valuations.
Yes.
We thought, hey, if the prices at the auctions are going down, then the offers you're going to be getting from Carvana and Vroom and Shift and from the dealership are also going to start going down. Do you think that we've hit that peak of if you're going to sell your car, you should have sold it already, and we're starting to go down the other side? Or with this data from Black Book this week showing, okay, we're having a reversal. Wholesale used car prices are on their way back up. Hold on to your car. It's actually going to continue to appreciate. What do you think? I guess my question is now the time to sell, or are we waiting a few more weeks?
I think there could be a few more weeks of growth. I think with both Toyota and Honda indicating that they're going to lose about 40% of worldwide production capability due to supply chain issues and chip shortages, that's going to put even more pressure on used cars. I've seen a lot of comments from a lot of our viewers who said, yeah, I've been to dealerships and they have a ton of cars on their lot, just not new ones. Okay, they've basically become used car dealers. So there's going to continue to be this competition to be able to get your hands on a good used car. And as long as there's that competition, then the pricing or the valuations should continue to move upward. Once we, and God knows when once will be, but once we return to some sense of historical normalcy, then we'll see used car values both on the wholesale and retail sides go down. But right now, if there's fewer and fewer new cars available to sell, then used cars are going to become more and more valuable.
We sound like a broken record, but honestly, I don't mind hearing it from you week over week. It is what it is, and until we see something that meaningfully changes the outlook, yeah, it's the same story.
Unfortunately, and we don't mean to be the purveyors of bad news every week. We're just reporting the news, and the news is ugly at the moment. Now, then again, so am I. So the two go hand in hand, I do believe.
You look good to me, Dad. You always look good.
Well, thank you. It's time to get those eyes checked again.
You're getting younger. I think you're doing the whole Benjamin Button thing, if I'm not mistaken.
I am. I believe I'll be in diapers again next week.
I hope you're not in diapers for a very long time. But also, I hope that you get to that point. Like, I hope that. Anyway, this is.
No,
we
I
can
don't.
have it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Fair. Yeah. Actually, I don't either.
Yeah. No.
We'll talk. Okay,
Talk
anyway.
about this later.
right, Bob. So I appreciate you going through the numbers with me. And yeah, let us know down in the comments below. Have you sold a car recently? Has your Carvana offer changed? Like, how are you playing the market here? I saw one comment recently, Dad, someone saying, damn, I wish I had bought up a bunch of cars like 3 weeks ago so I could flip them and sell them now. It's crazy, but prices are probably going to continue to edge back up. That's at least what this latest
Yeah.
Black Book report is showing us.
Yep, unfortunately.
All right, Dad. Thanks as always.
Thank you. I'll talk to you later.
See ya.
Bye.